For today's professional development experience, we're taking learning outside. We'll explore ways of using outdoor spaces to make learning more meaningful, fun, and engaging. Hi, I'm Carson.
And I'm Alyssa. We're starting with a video about exploring a local habitat.
We're going to get a chance to go out in here to this very special habitat. Now, can anybody tell me what habitat do we have out here that we are looking at? A wetland, very good. Now, why do you think it's called a wetland?
Water.
It means that we have water out here. That's exactly right.
Think you don't have enough space for youth to engage in and learn about animal habitats? Think again. Watch as Frontline staff use a local spring and a simple nature walk to discover and learn about animals that exist in their local area. Guided by what youth hear and see, youth learn about habitat and the importance of conserving their wetland area. Frontline staff have researched the local wildlife and prepared themselves for an excellent lesson on animal habitat.
All right, excellent.
Getting outside means youth can explore and interact with nature, which has been shown to improve mental health.
In the next video, Frontline staff take youth outside to a spring to explore what is in the water.
So this spring that we're gonna go in actually feeds all of this water that you're seeing back behind us. So the entire wetlands comes from this underground spring down here.
Effective strategies to help youth embrace active STEM learning include allowing youth to get actively involved with the activity, to get messy. In this video, Frontline staff use a local spring to allow youth to engage with their environment. Frontline staff use questions and comments from youth to guide their learning. Watch as they provide youth hands-on opportunities to explore.
Does anybody know where the water comes from in a spring? Underground, very good. So a good way to think of it is that spring water springs up out of the ground. Now, a cool thing about a spring, does anybody know what temperature it usually stays at? Any guesses?
50 degrees.
50 degrees, very good. So I actually have some thermometers. We're gonna be testing the water temperature out in the spring. We're also going to be looking for living things. All of these things are different animals that we could find in the water, but it has some different areas. Now, these animals that are right in the middle, these animals are the ones that you're gonna find in the spring, because the water is not moving. Do you think we're gonna find animals like this in moving water? No. So where do you think we might find in moving water? What do you think? Some fish. So we're gonna be looking at animals that might live under rocks because they need something to hold on to as the water's going down. We might find some frog eggs, some fish eggs. Check the temperature, my friends with thermometers. Check and see if it's really 50. 60? It's a little off.
Oh my God.
Can you see the living animals?
Oh yeah, is that a millipede or something?
Kind of. They're water bugs. So millipedes don't really live under the water. Let's look at our rock and see what we can find. So look really closely. Look at your rock too. Look really closely. You see where it kind of looks like jelly right here? Kind of like hair gel? Yeah. That's kind of like eggs. So we found some eggs in here. They might be frog eggs, it could be fish eggs, but they're attached to the rocks. Ooh!
This activity was more engaging for youth because it was done outdoors instead of an indoor learning space.
Here's another example of using the environment to connect youth to an activity. Youth are designing an animal habitat enclosure with the help of a designer.
And I want you to explain to Kay what it is that you've designed here, and she's gonna tell you guys some things about what needs to happen to make a project successful.
This is your path right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how do you keep the animals away from the people?
Put a fence.
Or you could use the rocks too.
In this activity, we see youth designing an animal habitat enclosure with the help of a habitat designer. The designer, along with the facilitators, are challenging the youth to think about the many design considerations, such as safety of animals and zoo staff. Youth move outdoors to use the example of the zoo's geodesic dome enclosure as inspiration for the construction of their habitats.
If you had a bunch of these, you could make a dome. You guys are gonna look at this and you're gonna figure out how to build more of these.
And then we can start from the base and then start doing the triangle. We need to like bend these. Yeah, like we could twist them. We could twist them different colors. Like, of course you want to make it beautiful.
He's kind of doing some measuring to see how long they should be. Michael, I like what you have going. You have right here. Is this 3 or 2?
why. Oh! I found how to do it! Oh my god! Good job, Michael!
Aside from improving the impact of learning, getting youth outside has several other benefits.
First, it's good for their health by increasing activity level, reducing stress, and developing motor skills.
There are also social and emotional benefits, such as working on problem solving and leadership skills, and engaging in creative play.
Finally, cognitive benefits include increased time on task and recall of instruction. They're also experiencing STEM in a real-world context.
When developing activities for the outdoors, you will be more successful if you utilize questions students have about their own environment.
They're more likely to be engaged in active learning and focus.
It's also important to help learners use the right STEM tools. Some might be those they can use themselves, such as magnifying glasses and thermometers, and others may require your help, such as GPS.
If you don't have the tools you need, reach out to community partners and local extension offices.
Now it's time to apply what you've learned. Choose one of the activities you'll be doing next week that you think would work outdoors. Then think about how you would structure this activity to be successful outdoors. Write your plan on one side of your index card.
Now think about what questions you might ask you to help them process their experience of doing that activity outside. Write at least 3 questions on the other side of the index card.
You can use the information on your index card when you teach the activity. If you have questions, talk to your supervisor.